All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Simple Markets channel. My name is JB, and today I want to go over my first losing month in about a year or so in trading. I want to talk about the probabilities of it. I want to talk about how it's completely normal, especially when you have, fantastic returns and a great equity curve. And most importantly, I want to help some of you avoid that cycle of changing strategy, understand the importance of a community, and overall trust your edge in your data. Now, number one, the reason I mentioned community is because a lot of people in our community, we all trade the same exact strategy. So of course, if I have a negative month and the other coaches have a negative month, it's very likely that people trading our strategy profitably also had a negative month. The range typically that I saw for this month was about 2% gain to about negative 4% or negative 6% loss, meaning that we had some students who made about a 2% gain, some who made about a negative 6% loss. And myself personally, in the month of August, had about a negative 2% return, meaning I just had negative 1 RR because I obviously risked 2%. Understanding that, if I had a negative month, but my coaches, as well as some of these highly profitable and people essentially milking prop firms in our community, also had a negative month, I'm doing the right thing, and it's simply the probabilities and the edge of it, compared to if you watching this are a solo trader and the only person you directly know or have access to trading your strategy that you're using. I promise you, you will find yourself in years of turmoil because you don't have that leverage or that mental fortitude to be able to look at others trading the exact same way and say, was it just part of the probability? Or am I doing something wrong? You will eventually go and change your strategy. You will try to add something new, as opposed to just sticking with the probability and understanding it's part of the edge. So essentially what I did here to show some data is I went on our FX Replay account. I opened a student session. We typically review the sessions here on FX Replay, or we have them converted to Excel and review it that way, as you guys have seen in past videos. Now, this student specifically has about a 34.5% win rate, which is right on par with what we typically see with our strategy. Only about a 534 set of data. We definitely have a lot longer sessions, but this one is great nonetheless. You could see the perfect equity curve here, growing as time expands. Keep in mind too, this percentage return is not correct for FX Replay. There is a little glitch when it comes to percent risk and how much is returned. So obviously you guys understand with a 3RR average, 34% win rate and about 500 repetitions, the return is significantly higher than this. Just want to make that clear. Some people get thrown off about it sometimes. But the most important part here is objectively, this is great and profitable data. We have a good win rate, good amount of repetitions, and overall solid return and great RR, about that 3R average that we tend to see. Now, most importantly, we can scroll down here and pull up the monthly return. And of course, as you can see here, there is negative months all within this data, despite the 127% return at the end of it. Now, I do know 2024 is not complete for this specific trader. 2023 is a complete set of data, though, with about 85% return. So we'll mainly focus on this one. As you can see, month over month, the returns are fantastic. We have some months here with 24% return, which is ridiculous. But of course, you can't enjoy the sunshine without some rainy days. That is the point of this video here. We have a month with a negative 7% return, and a month with a negative 5% return, and then another month that's about break even, and even another month here in January that's about break even as well. If you take a snapshot of this trader and their returns of 85% in 1 year, that is disgustingly significant. That beats any asset class. It beats the stock market. It beats real estate. It beats commodities, gold. It has beat Bitcoin this year, whatever asset class you can think of. The issue is some people lack this ability to mentally understand the inconsistencies that generate a number in a return like this. I'm sorry to say, but 84 divided by 12 is just simply not going to be a 7% return every single month. It's not how trading works. It's not how any asset class works. You're going to have great months followed by losing months. And it is so important for you as a trader to withstand a losing month like this, understand you're doing everything correctly, and wait for the next month where you can triple the losses that you made in that previous month. That is how trading is meant to be viewed and looked at. If you lack this mental ability, I do think it is a trading psychology issue, and that is part of the reason why having a community like ours is so important. We not only preach the idea of probabilities, inconsistencies, and a long-term edge, but we also have a whole group trading the exact same strategy. So when there is a losing month, it is very clear. The coaches will sit here like myself and tell you guys and be open and transparent that yes, I had a losing month in August. And that leads all of our students to have that mental fortitude to keep pushing. And I know that in September and October and ending out this year, we are going to kill it as a community. because we have that mental fortitude to withstand those losing streaks. And despite the losing streak, we can overall look at my consistently profitable equity curve here. We still have a win rate of about 38% with a fixed 3RR. If you include my break-even trades in here, it means that 63% of my trades are not losing capital when I enter the markets, which is huge for capital preservation. We have a gain of about 65% this year, which once again is massive. We have a few months left to close out the year, our finishing quarter, so I do expect to gain some more by the end of the year, and about 35 RR total. This type of long-term perspective in data is why it is so key to maintain that mental fortitude and understand that you are executing correctly. You simply have to wait for that edge to play out. And most importantly, the advantage of a swing trading strategy, in my opinion, is that passiveness on lifestyle. I don't like to go on a rant here about the things that I do. You guys know I'm very open with you about my personal life and what I do outside of trading. I own a real estate business. I am in school for my master's degree for data analytics. I went back to finish my education. Data analytics and finance is just something that obviously interests me a lot, considering what I do here and what I teach. Of course, Simple Markets itself is a business that I run as well. With marketing, we have to focus on. You guys know I consistently post on this channel every single week. I also go to the gym every single morning. I really push my students to not only help themselves mentally and physically, but also how that relates to on the charts and their performance. And on top of all of that, I am heavily into stock market and other asset class investments. I invest in real estate. I invest in the stock market. Overall, I am a very, very busy person. And on top of that, I want to also push the idea that my girlfriend and I, we went on a trip in early August. That is kind of why we see this 2-week gap or so here between my trades. And then even in the last week of August, I did not trade that much because I had a few boat days. Summer's closing out, the weather's kind of getting iffy now. I want to make the best of it I can, so me and my girlfriend did go out on the boat for a couple days towards the end of August, just to enjoy the lake and the nice weather. That is an advantage to a swing strategy as well, that some of you may not realize is the ability to be passive on the charts and not necessarily be glued to a certain strategy, a certain session, or time of day, compared to someone who might be trading the New York session open and the London session open, or having to sit through a kill zone that is roughly 2 hours in time. But I just briefly wanted to make this video and touch upon these certain trades in this losing month. And in next week's video, I might go over the individual specific trades that we took here and do a trade review of August. As you guys know, you can obviously hop in the description of the video and download the exact trading strategy that we use. We actually even updated the document, so there's a little bit more information and data included on it, as well as a little bit more material and takeaways. So if you've already downloaded it in the past, feel free to do it again and you'll get that updated version. I hope you guys gained some value from this video. I hope those of you that are my students are watching understand we got to lock in. We got the next few months coming up to end 2025. It is simply a part of probability to have a losing month as a trader, and it is completely reasonable and means your strategy is performing healthily like any other asset class. I even had this image here to show you the month-by-month breakdown of the strongest asset you will hear about, which is the S&P 500. Month over month, tons of losing months here. It is part of probability in understanding how assets, the markets, real estate, whatever investment you want to make works. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoy me keeping it as real as possible as I can with you, being open about my lifestyle and my trading, as well as the different businesses that I have. I try to be as honest as I can with you. I try to be as transparent as possible. Showing you a losing month as a mentor is perfectly reasonable. And if that's not what you're looking for in trading, keep chasing that holy grail strategy, keep chasing the golden goose egg. I'll continue to be with my students who understand real market expectations, making consistent prop firm payouts and real profitable long-term returns. I hope you guys have a great rest of your week, and I will see you guys next Monday.